Hey folks, let me tell you something. The golf industry is a really cutthroat industry. And the reason why is because everybody is trying to self-promote. So they feel they have to diminish what one person is doing in order to uplift what they're doing. And it's simply not true. So right now we have a proliferation of what I call ambulance chasers and coaches that are selling sickness. And what do I mean when I say that? A coach that sells sickness is one that always telling you what you should not be doing, because this could happen. This may happen. You could be hitting the best shots you ever hit in your life, but they'll say you shouldn't be doing that because A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They're not really concerned with results. They're concerned about a method. They're concerned about pushing a method. You could just play 18 holes and hit all your balls 2 feet next to the pin, and it wouldn't matter to them because you wouldn't be in their method. Those people are what I call, they sell sickness. They're in the business of sickness. They won't tell you that in reality is there are many motion solutions to achieve the goal. They won't tell you that. They'll say, well, you're making a compensation. Well, a compensation is something they can promote as a sickness, right? But the reality is it's an adaptation. The strange thing about the golf swing is the Hall of Fame is full of players with different grips, different stances, different postures, right? Different swing styles, and the Hall of Fame is full of them. You know why? It's because anatomically, we will either go up the kinetic chain or down the kinetic chain to create a movement solution that works. That's an adaptation. That's not a compensation. It's just how wonderful we are as humans. And they'll say, well, wait a minute, so-and-so got hurt. Do you understand that if you hit a 6-iron, right, the force of hitting a 6-iron is like 700-fold. So think about hitting those all day long. So you're gonna have some injuries in golf. It's a contact sport. What do you mean? We're not getting hit by nobody. Well, we hitting the ground constantly. We're generating enormous amounts of torque, force, and power. Remember, mass plus velocity equals momentum. So you're gonna have some contact collisions when you have mass times velocity to create momentum. Does that mean we're gonna stop doing what we're doing? No, we're not. Because if you look at the history of the game, there's more people that's playing that's never been hurt than people that have been hurt. So you weigh it out on the scale, right? Are there some things we can do to be more resilient, to be more, bring our risk injury down? Yes, indeed. We can start taking care of ourselves better. We can start doing more explosive motions with our lower body. We can do medicine ball slams and medicine ball throws. Those make us less injury resistant. But does it mean that we're going to prevent injury? No. If anybody out there tells you that they're going to prevent injury, if you start swinging like them, they are selling sickness. You know what I'm talking about? You know, what I say? Misconceptions in the golf swing. You know I'm famous for those, right? I tell people about them. Here go another misconception. One of the big misconceptions is when people say compensations. Are they really talking about a compensation, or are they talking about an adaptation? Because we will adapt. Again, we will either go up the kinetic chain or down the kinetic chain to create a movement solution that works. That's why I teach personally. I don't care if a person has a strong grip, weak, neutral, 10 finger, interlocking, overlapping. It doesn't make a difference. I can create a matchup for you through the track, through the release zone, right? Because I know that there is a movement solution that's gonna have you to be able to play successful golf, right? I do look at certain things. You know, I call them the complete golfer. So there's certain things I look at that every golfer has done that has nothing to do with their grip and all that type of things. It's certain things they do with their bodies. Very successful. And they play very, very good golf. Did some of them get hurt? Yes. Some of them didn't get hurt. Of course they didn't, right? Did they get hurt because of golf? We don't know. You can get hurt because you didn't get enough sleep that night. You know, you can get hurt because of stress. They've done studies right now to show a person that doesn't get adequate sleep has a higher potential to get injured. Okay? You know, so we got to stop selling sickness and quit being ambulance chasers, all right? Really. Because there are many movement solutions that we will adapt and make to pull off a good swing. Are there anatomical fundamentals that we can do to be more correct? Yes. Is there anatomical things we can do to decrease the potential for injury? Yes, there is, without a doubt. But is it a method? No, it's not a method. Methods is something that somebody preferred teaching because they probably very, very versed in that language, right? But is that the golden grail? No, it's not the golden grail. You know, I advocate the premium setup, right? Piston pivot, anchor your weight, close the shoulders off, swing along the body line, right? But if you see my videos, sometimes I set up square, sometimes I set up open. You see my videos with my students, right? Sometimes my video, you know, so whatever my student brings to the table, that's what we work with. I tell my clients, every client is an empty canvas, and the shots we hit is going to be our picture that we create. And we're going to create that picture together. That portrait is going to be what we create together. Am I going to try to totally transform that person into a gingerbread cookie cutter mold? Absolutely not. And you know why? It's because the Hall of Fame is full of players that had different motion solutions and played the game extremely well. Oh, you didn't stack and tilt. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. I just threw the shot, right? I'm not about a method. I'm about getting you to play the best golf that you can get. The best golf that you can play. You know, can you play it with a strong grip? Yes. Can you play it with a neutral grip? Yes. Can you play it with a weak grip? Yes. Can you play it with an open stance? Yes. Square, close, yes. You can do all of that. Take care, folks. Keep grinding. Oh, you didn't stack and tilt. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. I just threw the shot, right?